Okay, so I've been playing bass for a long time, and the one thing that every musician knows is that when the whole band is out of tune, doesn't matter how hard you play, it just sounds bad. That's kind of been the mortgage market for a while now. Rates up, oil's up, inflation stubborn, yields refusing to budge. The whole band is just off. But this week, I'm starting to hear something different. Yields are finally coming down. Oil just dropped significantly, and there are some real signs that this market is starting to find its rhythm again. Whether you're trying to buy your first home, move up, invest, or you're a realtor trying to explain all this to your clients, I'm going to break it down exactly what changed this week and what it means for you. Quick intro if you're new here. My name is Asher Benjamin. I'm a loan officer with Next to Lending, and outside of mortgages, I'm a dad of three, a bassist, and an avid sports fan. Right now, I'm having the time of my life with the World Cup going on. So let's go Messi, let's go Brazil, let's go Team USA. So I've been letting for the better part of a decade, and the whole reason I do these videos is because I was a high school math teacher before this. I know what it feels like to sit across from someone who's confused by numbers and just needs someone to explain it in a way that actually makes sense. That's what we do here. Every week, no jargon, no charts you need a finance degree to read. Just here's what's happening, here's what it means for your life. If that sounds useful to you, hit that like button and subscribe. I'll be here every week. Let's start with the headline that actually has me cautiously optimistic this week. Rates right now are sitting right around 6.6% on the 30-year fixed. Now I know that number doesn't make anyone jump for joy, but here's the thing. A few months back when I did my last update, sorry it's been so long, we were looking at 6.75% and climbing. Rates are now down about 30 basis points from a year ago, and this week, for the first time in a while, we're seeing yields start to move in the right direction. 10-year Treasury, which is basically the heartbeat of where mortgage rates are going, dropped 8 basis points this week. Mortgage bonds are up about 30 basis points. That's the market finally starting to exhale a little. Well, why? One word, oil. The WTI crude just dropped to around $70 a barrel. That's a massive move from where we were. When we last spoke, oil was well into the high 90s, pushing towards $100. Lower oil means lower energy costs, which means lower inflation, which means the Fed has more room to eventually move, which means rates can come down. The band is starting to tune up. Well, what does this mean for you? If you're a first-time buyer, this is meaningful. Not a dramatic drop overnight, but directional movement matters. The worst of the rate environment may be behind us. Waiting for rates to magically fall to 4% is a strategy that costs you equity and time. The buyers who move when things start improving, not after, are the ones who win. If you're a move-up buyer, you've got equity sitting there. The math is starting to make more sense than it did 6 months ago. And if you're a realtor, purchase applications are actually up 3% week over week and up from a year ago. Your buyers are warming back up. Make sure your lending partner is ready to move with them. Here's something that probably surprises you. Home sales actually beat expectations in May. About 335,000 homes sold nationally. It's down just slightly from last year, but better than what most analysts were expecting given where rates have been. The market has showed up. The national median home price at $395,000, up about 1.8% from a year ago. Steady, not a bubble, not a crash, steady. Inventory is improving too. Active listings rose over 4% to about 1.4 million homes, with inventory growing in 72% of tracked markets. That means buyers have more options than they've had in years. More options means less frantic bidding, more negotiating power, more time to make good decisions. Now, and this part matters, where you're buying makes a big difference. San Francisco prices jumped nearly 10%. Midwest markets like Pittsburgh and St. Louis are solid, but Texas and Florida are seeing some price softness, with certain markets down 3 to 5%. New York sales volume dropped significantly, while San Francisco sales actually rose. What does it mean for you? If you're buying in a soft market, it's not bad news. That's negotiating power. If you're in a hot market, understand what you're walking into. Either way, local context matters more than national headlines, and that's exactly the conversation I love having with buyers and their agents. Now, this is the one thing I do want you to pay attention to because it's legitimately big news. The House just passed a major housing affordability bill, and it passed in a massive way. 358 to 32 in the House, 85 to 5 in the Senate. It's not a partisan squeaker. That's Washington actually agreeing on something. Mark the calendar. President Trump is expected to sign it. The bill is designed to boost housing supply and crack down on large institutional investors buying up homes, the ones that have been competing directly against everyday buyers and driving up prices in certain markets. Now, I want to be real with you. Legislation takes time to filter into actual market conditions. This isn't a rates drop tomorrow situation, but the direction matters. More supply coming to market plus reduced institutional competition is a long-term positive for everyday buyers. This is the kind of structural shift that actually helps real people buy real homes. If you're a first-time buyer who's felt like you're getting outbid by faceless investment funds, this bill is directly for you. Now, I want to be transparent with you here because I think it's important. A new report from the Mortgage Bankers Association is raising a flag worth paying attention to. For years, we've talked about a housing shortage, not enough homes, too much demand, and that's been real. But the story may be starting to shift in some markets. Here's why. Inventory is rising, new construction has been elevated, and on the demand side, the massive wave of millennials forming households that drove so much of the market, that's starting to slow. Younger generations are smaller, immigrants have slowed, fewer new households are being formed over time means less demand for new homes. The MBA is warning that in some markets, supply could actually start outpacing demand, which would put a downward pressure on home prices. Now, this is not a doom and gloom story, it's a nuanced story. It'll vary enormously by market. Some areas will stay hot, others may soften. And for buyers, a market where prices are stable or slightly declining is actually an opportunity. But here's my honest advice. Don't buy based on what you hope the market does, buy based on your life, your job, your family, your financial picture. A home you can afford in a market you want to live in will serve you well, regardless of what the headline says 6 months from now. That's the kind of conversation I like to have with every single buyer I work with. Not just, can you qualify, but does this actually make sense for you? So here's the bottom line this week. Rates are moving in the right direction for the first time in a while. Home sales are holding up better than expected. Inventory is improving. A major housing bill just passed, and oil dropping could be the catalyst that finally starts bringing rates down more meaningfully over the coming months. Is it perfect? No. Is it better than it was? Yeah, and that matters. Whether you're a first-time home buyer trying to figure out when to jump in, a move-up buyer who's ready to use your equity, an investor watching the supply shift, or a realtor who wants a lending partner who actually communicates and closes, I want to help. Call me, text me, send me an email, drop a comment right here on this video, or send me a message. It doesn't matter where you are, I can help you directly or connect you with exactly the right person. And if this breakdown was useful, please like this video and subscribe so you get this every single week. The market changes fast, and you need to know what's happening and what it means for you, not 6 weeks after it happens, right now. I'm Asher with Next Lending. I'll see you next week.